Will it be third time lucky for the Blues, or will Liverpool win the FA Cup for the first time since 2006? Watch until the end of this preview to hear all of my thoughts on tomorrow's match. Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my preview for the match that will be taking place tomorrow afternoon at Wembley Stadium in the final round of the FA Cup, otherwise known as the FA Cup final, between Chelsea and Liverpool, with kickoff at 4:45 PM UK time. So what I'm going to do for you guys in terms of this preview is that firstly, I'm going to run you guys through the Chelsea team news. I am then going to give you guys my lineup based on the team news that I'm going to give you guys very shortly. And lastly, I'm going to give you guys my score prediction. So without further ado, let's get straight into this preview. So we shall begin by taking a look at the Chelsea team news, and in this preview I only have one piece of information for you guys in regards to the Chelsea first team, and it concerns Mateo Kovacic, N'Golo Kante, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ben Chilwell. And the first part of the story explains that both Mateo Kovacic and N'Golo Kante will be facing late fitness tests, and let's just hope that they're both available, because N'Golo Kante has been back in training, but the question is if he's match fit, because he hasn't been in the team for a little while now. But yes, that's my thoughts on that particular part of the first part of the story. And in regards to Mateo Kovacic, his availability is being questioned because of the shocking challenge that he was on the receiving end of in our 3-0 victory of Leeds United on Wednesday. And that really was a shocking challenge, and that could have broken his leg had his foot been planted. But honestly, hopefully they're both available, because they are two of our key players, and I think it will hinder how we play if one of them isn't available for tomorrow's FA Cup final against Liverpool. But yes, that's the first part of the story, and the second part of the story, part of it already knew, and I'll get into that shortly. But yeah, the second part of the story, which concerns Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ben Chilwell, explains that both of them will not be available for tomorrow's FA Cup final against Liverpool. We all know about Ben Chilwell not being available because of course he's out for the rest of the season, and Callum Hudson-Odoi is still out with the back and leg problems. But yes, that is it for the Chelsea team news. Sorry for the siren in the background. But yes, we shall now move on to my lineup based on the team news that I have just given you. Now I am going to run you guys through my lineup based on the team news that I've just given you. And yes, we're going to begin by talking about my formation of choice. And in the case of the lineup that I'm about to give you guys, I have chosen to go with a 3-4-3. And the reason why I've done so is because I do believe that this is the best formation for us in terms of how we approach tomorrow's game. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when we've used the 3-4-1-2, or certainly in our recent games when we've used this formation, we've struggled to deal with pressure that teams have put on us, and we all know that Liverpool are going to do exactly that. So for me, that's why I've chosen to go with a 3-4-3. It gives us a more solid defensive structure, in my opinion, because it allows us to have two banks of it allows us to have two banks when we're defending, and by that I mean we are able to have a 5 and then a 4, whereas in a 3-5-2 or a variation of the 3-5-2 such as the 3-4-1-2, it would be 5 and then 3 and then 2, and that means that there'd be quite a bit of space out wide, which Liverpool do like to use when they're playing. So that is exactly why I've chosen to go over 3-4-3 and not the 3-4-1-2. Having said that though, I did struggle to choose the formation for my lineup because there are so many ways to go about it, and we have used a number of formations this season and we've looked good in different formations. So that's why I did struggle, but I've chosen to go over 3-4-3 for the reasons that I've just given you. But that's why I've chosen to go with that formation. And in terms of the personnel that I've chosen, I've decided to go with Edouard Mendy in goal. Yes, he didn't have too much to do against Leeds United, and yes, he hasn't been at his best in recent games, but for me, he needs to play this game. And I just don't see Kepa starting unless something happens to Edouard Mendy, but I've gone with Edouard Mendy in goal. In terms of my back three, I've gone with Trevor Chalobah in the right centre-back position. He had a great game against Leeds United. He dealt with their threats really well. He didn't set a foot wrong, and I thought he was solid and definitely and I think that he does deserve to play for those reasons. So that's why I've gone with him in the right centre-back position. In the centre of my back three, I've gone with Thiago Silva. For me, he absolutely needs to play this game. He has been our best defender this season, hands down. And he got rested against Leeds United, so I think he should be rearing to go for tomorrow's game. So that's why I've gone with him in the centre of my back three. Now, to complete my back three, I've gone with Antonio Rudiger in the left centre-back position. And this is a game that he also needs to play because he has also been one of our best defenders, arguably our best defender this season. Some people may argue that he has, some people may argue that Thiago Silva has. For me, Thiago Silva has, but yes, I've gone with him in the I've gone with him in the left centre-back position because he has made that position his own in this system. He has been really good in this system. Yes, he has had some dodgy performances, notably, or most notably, the game against Everton, where I thought he made quite a few mistakes and got outdone on certain occasions in that game. But he can be forgiven for that because he has been a great servant for us. It's just a shame that he's going to be leaving the club. But having said that, hopefully he's able to leave on a high if he starts tomorrow's game. But anyways, I've gone with Antonio Rudiger in the left centre-back position, and that completes my back three. In terms of the four just in front of the three, or the midfield four, I shall say, and of course I'm including the two wing-backs, I've gone with Reece James in the right wing-back position. For me, he needs to play this game. I always say this, but Cesar Azpilicueta can play as a right wing-back, but for me, Reece James is more suited to this position because he has the legs to be able to do it. Cesar Azpilicueta still has enough in the tank to be able to play in this team, but for me, just not in the right wing-back position. But I've gone with Reece James in this position for those reasons. I actually thought he had a really good game against Leeds United as well. He caused them all sorts of problems down their left-hand side. He also did end up getting the better of Junior Firpo, but he will have a job on his hands against whoever plays in the left-back position for Liverpool in tomorrow's game. But yes, I think he can do it. He has done it before, so there's no excuse for him to not do it again. But yes, I've gone with Reece James in the right wing-back position. In terms of who I've gone with in the two central midfield positions, I've gone with Mateo Kovacic and N'Golo Kante. And this is not me discrediting Jorginho's performance against Leeds United, because he was brilliant against Leeds United. He controlled the midfield, he controlled the flow of the game. He did play a part in a couple of the goals as well. And in my review of that game, I did make a mistake. He did play a part in the second goal. And yes, I would completely understand if he was fielded in tomorrow's game, at the start of the game that is. But for me, I have to go with Mateo Kovacic and N'Golo Kante, because Liverpool are an energetic team and they are our two most energetic midfielders. So that's exactly why I've gone with them. And now to complete the midfield four, I've gone with Marcos Alonso in the left wing-back position. And the reason why I've done so is because he is another player who has a lot of energy. Yes, he can get caught out at times, and some of you are probably dreading the fact that I've probably put him up against Mo Salah. But yes, defensively, he can be solid on his day, and I thought he was pretty good against Leeds United from a defensive point of view on Wednesday, so there's definitely no reason why he can't do that again, but hopefully he does it again if he starts. But we'll just have to see. But that's why I've gone with Marcos Alonso in the left wing back position, and that of course completes the midfield four. We move into the final part of my lineup, and that is of course the front three. And yes, we're going to go from right to left, and then the right forward position, I've gone with Mason Mount. He needs to play tomorrow's game. He is an integral part. Sorry, he plays an integral part to the way we press our opposition. He also plays an integral part in the way we defend, because of course pressing is a defensive tactic. And against Liverpool tomorrow, I think that he needs to play, because he is someone who can drop back into midfield when we're not in possession of the ball, and his pressing can help us win it back. And with him in front of N'Golo Kante and Mateo Kovacic in this lineup, I think that it will help. It will help us defend, because of Mason Mount's energy and the way he's able to press, as well as that he is able to take a shot from distance and link up really well. So if he starts tomorrow, hopefully he does exactly that. But yes, that's why I've gone with Mason Mount in the right forward position. Up front, I've gone with Romelu Lukaku, because for me, he definitely deserves to play. 3 goals in his last 2 games, and he has looked really good in his last 2 games, especially in the game against Leeds United, where I thought he got into really good positions, created some really good chances for himself as a result, and he scored a really good goal, and he took his time with it. He didn't rush, and that shows that he is full of confidence. And against Liverpool, that is exactly what we're going to need. We're going to need a striker who is full of confidence, and that seems to be Romelu Lukaku at the moment. So that's why I've gone with him up front. And to complete my lineup, I've gone with Christian Pulisic in the left forward position. And the reason why I've done so, and you guys are probably going to get sick of me saying this soon, but yes, the reason why I've done so is because he is someone who is able to attract attention from defenders and create space by doing so. And I think that if he's able to do this in tomorrow's FA Cup final, that could help us break Liverpool down and get into good positions and create some chances and hopefully score. But yes, that is the lineup that I've gone with. Please guys, do drop your lineups down below. I'll do my very best to respond as always. Here is a graphic showing you guys the formation that I've chosen and the personnel that I've chosen for my lineup. Let's move on. Now, before I give you guys my score prediction, I'm just going to give you guys my thoughts on how I think we should approach tomorrow's game against Liverpool. And I'm just going to say this. We need to go after them. We need to stop them from having time on the ball. And we need to remain solid whilst doing so. Otherwise, we'll get picked off. It goes without saying. It's Liverpool. In a nutshell, I think we need to approach tomorrow's game in a similar manner to the way in which we approached the Carabao Cup final back in February against Liverpool, because we looked really good in that game. But one thing that we need to do, if we're to play like that, and especially if we're to play like that, we need to be clinical. It is as simple as that. It's Liverpool. I don't need to explain why we need to be clinical. It's Liverpool. But yes, that's that out of the way. In terms of my score prediction, it's a final. So you know what the twist is. I'm not going to give you guys a score prediction because I hate predicting finals. I just hope that we get the job done and lift the FA Cup. I just hope that we are able to do so for a 9th time, because, man, this is our 3rd final in as many seasons. We need to win it. We need to win it. So hopefully the boys get the job done. I am nervous, but I do have some faith that we can get the job done. But it's up to the players. Fingers crossed. That's all I'm going to say. No score prediction from me. Do feel free to drop your score predictions down below. I would be very happy to see them. And of course, I'll do my very best to respond. That is it for this preview. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you all very soon. Come on, you Blues. Come on, Thomas Tuchel. And peace.